In 2013, Aquatic Wetline made its debut as an aquarium hobbyist podcast. It was hosted by Aqua Alex Cardinale, an aquarium hobbyist with a passion for tropical fish since the age of 12.
Aquatic Wetline was very successful because Aqua Alex shared his love and passion for fish keeping like only he could. You could hear the love of fish and passion for caring and educating about the fish in his voice. It attracted new hobbyists and even experienced hobbyists to tune in.
Aquatic Wetline went on hiatus for a couple of years. Now Aqua Alex has brought it back, this time right here on YouTube. Aqua Alex will host new episodes of Aquatic Wetline Fish Keeping Podcast, but it will be in video format and you may get to see some of Aqua Alex's personal fish.
Aqua Alex will discuss everything aquarium related from fresh to salt. What aquarium topic is in the aquarium for discussion tonight? Let's find out. Fish keepers, if you enjoy the show, please share the YouTube video URL on your social media. Now here is Aqua Alex.
Hello, tropical fish keepers. Welcome to Aquatic Wetline. I'm your host, South American fish keeper and monster fish keeper, Aqua Alex Cardinale. I, of course, am broadcasting in front of my 125-gallon monster predatory aquarium. But today, I'm going to be talking about a community fish. Yes, that's right. I, monster fish keeper, Aqua Alex, also respect, love, and enjoy keeping community fish as well. You know, over the last month or so, I recently took a liking to gouramis. I mean, all throughout my fish keeping hobby, I've really liked and adored and respected gouramis. I love kissing gouramis. I love the blue opaline gouramis, gold gouramis. You name the gourami, I love it. And over my fish keeping hobby, I've kept giant gouramis. I've kept gold gouramis, I've kept opaline gouramis, and I've kept moonlight gouramis. But there is one particular gourami species that I saw at the Petco near my job that caught my eye, and it was a species of gourami that I really took a liking to. And that is the species of gourami we're going to talk about on this episode of Aquatic Wetline. That species is the Pearl Gourami. The Pearl Gourami is an absolute gorgeous species. Today, I'm going to start this live stream with a video of my 5 Pearl Gouramis that are living in my 75-gallon community aquarium in the other room. Then I'm going to talk about what I like about the Pearl Gourami. I'll share some interesting facts on the Pearl Gourami, and I will discuss keeping and caring for the Pearl Gourami in the home aquarium. And to end the show, I've got some videos and photos of other fish keepers' amazing Pearl Gouramis that I'm going to share with you on today's video. You know, over the last couple of years, I often wonder to myself, would I ever keep community fish? Well, Pearl Gouramis are one of those community fish that I am really glad that I am keeping in my 75-gallon aquarium. They're one of the gouramis that I really love, and I'm proud to be raising 5 Pearl Gouramis. So, Do you have any questions you want me to talk about or any questions you want me to answer on Pearl Gourami? Post any questions you have on the Pearl Gourami in the comments, and I'll make sure to answer them. You can also share your thoughts on the Pearl Gourami in the comments, and I'll make sure to share your thoughts on today's show. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get Thanksgiving week started with an awesome episode of Aquatic Wetline. The Pearl Gourami kind of does look like a turkey, which is why it is this week's featured species profile. So we're going to start this week's episode with a video and photos of my 5 personal Pearl Gouramis. So the video you're about to see are Pearl Gouramis owned by me that I got from my Pecco that is near my job. I bought out my Pecco of Pearl Gouramis. So as you see in the video, Pearl Gouramis are an amazingly beautiful gourami, and the Pearl Gouramis that I have are amazing. I cannot wait to see what they look like as they mature, because male Pearl Gouramis are absolutely beautiful. They're one of my all-time favorite gouramis. Garcia Aquatics is in the house. Hey, Garcia, how are you? I am doing great. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. I hope you're having a great start to your week. Thank you so much for tuning in. All right, so let's get started now that we've seen my personal Pearl Gouramis. Let's start by talking about what I personally like about the Pearl Gourami. And I invite everyone watching this video to post what you personally like and enjoy about the Pearl Gourami in the comments. So here is what I, Aqua Alex, like about the Pearl Gourami. The first thing I like about the Pearl Gourami is their coloration. Even as juveniles, they have great coloration. Silver, gold, and a little bit of orange. The males have the most intense orange coloration. The males are the most gorgeous of the Pearl Gouramis, but even the females have a little bit of orange coloration. Also, pearl gouramis, just like other gouramis, have great personality. They are an air breathing fish, so they'll come to the surface to take in some oxygen, which is something I really like in air breathing fish. I like that the pearl gourami has that. Now, unlike other gouramis, I tend to find that the pearl gourami is a lot more relaxed, a lot more docile, and it's a fish that is very timid. In my personal experience, my five pearl gouramis are timid gouramis. They're not aggressive like my opaline gouramis. They keep to themselves, they eat, and they swim around. That is what I like about pearl gouramis. My five pearl gouramis don't cause any trouble in the home aquarium. I also like the size that pearl gouramis get. I consider them to be a medium growing gourami. You've got the large, giant monster gouramis, like the red-tailed giant gourami or the kissing gourami. But the pearl gourami is a medium gourami, only growing about 5 to 5.5 inches, which makes it a perfect gourami for the home aquarium. That's what I really like about pearl gouramis is their coloration and the size that they reach. And they're also a very affordable gourami. A pearl gourami will run anywhere from $5 to about $10, depending on their size and the area in which you live. Because from different areas, some fish may be more expensive than others in your area. And pearl gouramis are very easy to keep. They're very hardy, and they're a very popular fish. So a lot of fish in pet stores are going to get pearl gouramis in, and that includes Petco, PetSmart, Pet Supermarket, and Pet Supplies Plus. They will always get pearl gouramis because they're top sellers, and a lot of people love the pearl gourami. All right. So now let's talk about some interesting facts about the pearl gourami. Here are some cool things to know about the pearl gourami. Now, because of the patterns across their body, they're sometimes known as diamond, lace, or mosaic gourami, but those names are less common. They're very rarely known as those gouramis. But if you ever come across a diamond gourami, a lace gourami, or a mosaic gourami, it is most likely a pearl gourami, which is a very, very beautiful gourami in my opinion. So, the next fact to know about pearl gouramis is that you'll find them in lots of different fish stores, and you should be able to pick one up for around $5, as I said earlier. They're an extremely popular gourami in the aquarium hobby. They are very popular. They're one of the top rating selling gouramis in the aquarium hobby. A Petco employee told me that whenever they get pearl gouramis in, they sell out quickly, and that's because they're loved. People love them more than the blue gourami sometimes. So they're an equally gorgeous fish, and they're very pretty, and they're very affordable as well. Now, another fact you should know about the pearl gourami is that they are a long-lived fish. If you buy a happy, healthy pearl gourami, once they settle into your aquarium, they can live up to about 5 to 8 years on average. 5 to 8 years is a long life in fish years. But in general, gouramis are very easy to keep. Another fact you should know about pearl gouramis is that pearl gouramis share lots of behaviors with other gourami species. Most of their time will be spent swimming around the mid to upper levels of the aquarium. One thing to know about pearl gouramis and other types of gouramis is that if you see them on the bottom of your aquarium towards the substrate, typically where catfish and bottom dwellers stay, there is something wrong with your gourami. It either is stressed out, it has some sort of an illness, it has swim bladder disease, or it is dying, unfortunately. Gourami should never be at the bottom of the aquarium unless it is nighttime and they are resting. During the day and when lights are on, they should be very active. They should be towards the middle to upper levels of the aquarium. If you notice your pearl gouramis and other gouramis towards the bottom of the aquarium, check your water parameters and make sure to do a water change to make sure that their water is accurate for them. Other than that, pearl gouramis are very easy to care for. Usually they'll be one of the first fish to tell you that something is wrong with the water by becoming less active. So that's very important to know about the pearl gourami. Now, occasionally you'll see pearl gouramis put their head to the surface. This is them heading up for oxygen because gouramis are fish that breathe oxygen. While most fish breathe using their gills, the pearl gourami also breathes through a labyrinth organ that takes oxygen directly from the air rather than from the water, pretty much similar to a human. That is very, very cool in my opinion. Now, one of the reasons pearl gouramis are a sought after species and the reason they're so popular is their appearance. It is hard to deny their beauty. The body is covered in white pearl-like spots, giving them their name, and a thin black bar runs along their side. The spots make them easily distinguishable from other gourami species, but their fins, size, and colors are different as well. They have thin, large, and wide fins. These give them an elegant and delicate look. Since their fins are so big, they are a prime target for fin nipping fish. So do not keep them with fin nippers like tiger barbs because they'll have a field day on your pearl gourami. Now, like other gouramis, a pair of modified pelvic fins can be found hanging beneath them while they swim. These thin fins are nearly as long as the body. As I said earlier, in terms of size, pearl gouramis can grow to 4 to 5 inches in length. Another interesting thing to know about the pearl gourami is that it's easy to tell males and female apart. Males develop a red breast as they mature, which gets brighter when mating and turns them into one of the most colorful gouramis around. Their dorsal fins are much larger than females as well. So male pearl gouramis at about 3 to 3.5 inches are the most beautiful. And you'll tell a male pearl gourami from a female pearl gourami from an orange chest. But they don't get that orange chest till they're about 3.5 inches. So I don't know how many of my pearl gouramis are males. I have 5, but I'm hoping that at least 2 of those 5 are males. Now, pearl gourami live in the slow-moving freshwater rivers and lakes in Asia. These include some lowland swamps, rivers, and lakes. The swamps in particular have quite acid water. These habitats share certain qualities which make them ideal for gourami. They tend to be quite shallow and have lots of plants and vegetation. So in the home aquarium, make sure we offer lots of live plants and vegetation for the pearl gourami to thrive in your aquarium. And pearl gouramis are one of the gouramis where you can actually keep multiple together. They can be kept together in a school, unlike the giant gourami, for example. The only thing when keeping pearl gouramis in a school is to have 1 or 2 males only to 3 to 4 females. So 1 or 2 males to 3 to 4 females is the perfect ratio, and you will have happy and healthy pearl gouramis. So those are some interesting facts on the pearl gouramis. So Garcia Aquatic says his favorite fish are Frontosia, which are a Lake Tanganyikan gorgeous cichlid. I love Frontosa. One day I have to set up an aquarium to have a tank full of them because they're one of my favorite African cichlids. Very, very pretty fish. But Frontosia, as you said, are slow growers and they come from Lake Tanganyika. But a cool biotope aquarium would be Frontosia and some Synodontis decoris and other Synodontis cats. That would be a cool biotope aquarium. So Frontosa are definitely a dream fish of mine that I would like to keep in the future. I never said I'd have a community aquarium, but I have one now. So maybe in the future I will have a Frontosa aquarium. Very, very cool fish from Africa. All right, so let's get into the care guide for the beautiful pearl gourami. Here is the scientific name for the pearl gourami. Hopefully I can pronounce it right. The scientific name for the pearl gourami is Trichropodus leari. And many of the gouramis that you'll find in the aquarium hobby come from the Trichropodus family. That includes the blue opaline gourami, that includes the pearl gourami, and the moonlight gourami, and the lavender gourami, which are all very popular gouramis in the home aquarium. Now, to know about pearl gourami is that their common name are pearl gouramis. That's their most well-known name, and that's the name that you'll find them under the most. But some rarer names you'll find pearl gouramis under in specialty fish stores would be lace gourami, majestic gourami, and mosaic gourami. But 9 times out of 10, you'll just see them labeled as pearl gourami, and they're a very beautiful pearl of the aquarium hobby. Let's talk about the habitat where you'll naturally find the pearl gourami. They're naturally occurring in Asia. You'll find pearl gouramis in Malaysia, Thailand, and the islands of Borneo and Sumatra and Indonesia. So you'll find them with clown roaches in Borneo and Sumatra. Now, they have been found in northern South America. So they have been introduced to South America by humans for whatever reason, and they are thriving in South America. So I guess you could consider the pearl gourami to be an invasive species in South America, but they were put there by the South Americans. They were introduced to South America by the South Americans. Full grown size for the pearl gourami. As I said earlier, this is a medium growing gourami. So a full grown size would generally be 5 to 5.5 inches. It would be extremely rare to see a pearl gourami bigger than 5 inches, but I'm not saying that it's not possible for them to reach that size. It would take quite a long time and damn near perfect water for a pearl gourami to get larger than 5 inches. But under the right circumstances, a fish can grow larger than the recommended full-grown size that most of these online websites provide. So I would say the full-grown size for a pearl gourami would be anywhere from 4.5 to 5 inches, just like most other gouramis. So the recommended tank size for a Pearl Gourami would start off at a 40-gallon breeder for 2 or more, 55-gallon and larger. Obviously, the larger the aquarium you can provide, the better. The larger the aquarium, the more tank mates and the more Pearl Gouramis you can have. So if I had to recommend a tank size for the Pearl Gourami, I would say go with as big as an aquarium as you possibly can. A 75-gallon would be perfect for some Pearl Gouramis. Let's talk about aquarium care and things to know about the Pearl Gourami. First and foremost, the water parameters. Pearl gouramis, like other gouramis, are very hardy. They're very easy to keep, and they can adapt to almost any water parameters. But let's just make sure that we provide them with quality, clean water. What I mean by that is to make sure that we have proper filtration. I highly recommend over-filtering our aquarium. Use the best filtration that you can, whether that's hang on the back filters or canister. Use the best brands that you can, and make sure you change the filter media every 6 weeks or so. And make sure you keep up on water changes. Also, make sure that the temperature is accurate. So the proper water parameters for gouramis from Asia would be a neutral pH, which would be 7 to 7.4. Temperature would be anywhere from 72 to 74 degrees Fahrenheit. Really hardy fish. It's a beginner-friendly gourami, so it's really not difficult to keep. They're very, very easy to keep. Just make sure you know to keep your pH 7.0 to 7.4, a very, very low ammonia, because if ammonia gets high, gouramis have the possibility of losing those nice long fins. And gourami to ammonia burns and dying from ammonia poisoning. So make sure to limit ammonia by not overfeeding and doing water changes. Also, gouramis love vegetation and floating plants. So in a Pearl Gourami aquarium, I recommend having some floating plants at the top of the aquarium. They could be artificial plants or live plants. It's really up to you. But that floating vegetation is going to act like in the wild. It's going to be a very natural thing for them. They're going to like that. And they like to hide in the floating vegetation. So it's a great idea to have some floating vegetation in their aquarium to help them hide. Also, make sure you have a wave maker in their aquarium, or at the very least, an air pump. Like I said earlier, gouramis breathe oxygen like humans. So having a wave maker or an air pump in there is going to help them breathe a lot easier. One of the most common health illnesses for pearl gouramis is fin rot. Now, fin rot is a bacterial infection that results in decay and discoloration of the fins. Generally speaking, fin rot is caused by declining water quality. We can keep up with their water quality by doing water changes. Do at least one water change a week, and you should be okay. Now, the bacteria from fin rot thrives when the water quality is poor and will more likely become an issue if the fins are already damaged. Also, this is another reason to avoid fin nipping fish like the tiger barb. If you find that your fish do have fin rot, make sure to do water changes regularly and add some kosher salt. Antibacterial medications can be added to the water to control the infection. Pearl gouramis are also prone to ick, and they're also prone to swim bladder disease and taking in too much air, which can ultimately lead to the death of a pearl gourami, sadly. So always monitor your pearl gourami's health. If it's less active, and it's hanging at the bottom of the aquarium, there is something wrong. The first step you can do to recognize that problem and maybe solve it a little bit is to do a water change. All right, so right now we're going to go ahead and take a quick intermission. This intermission is being brought to you by our friends, Little Egypt Aquarium Club, who provides aquarium hobbyists with quality fish food and aquarium supplies, and our friends at Aquatic and Exotic in Stuart, Florida. I can't wait to go to that fish store this Saturday and shop their Black Friday sale if they have one. When I come back, I'm going to talk about diet and tank mates for the Pearl Gourami, and we'll share some photos and videos of other fish keepers' Pearl Gouramis. Shout out to my friend Jeff, who is in the house. Hey, Jeff, how are you? Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoy this live stream. So right now, we're going to hear a word from our supporters, and we'll be right back to continue the discussion on the beautiful Pearl Gourami from Asia. Don't go anywhere, folks. Aqua Alex here, and I'm proud to partner with Little Egypt Aquarium Club. Little Egypt Aquarium Club was founded by my friend Jeremy Stellhorn. Little Egypt Aquarium Club provides aquarium hobbyists with quality aquarium supplies. You will find sponge filters, pleco caves, and so much more. Little Egypt Aquarium Club also has quality fish foods. You'll find things like rapashi. Rapashi is a name brand fish food, perfect for plecostomus, community fish, and even monster fish. You'll find medicated fish foods as well. Aqua Alex and Jeremy Stellhorn are teaming up to save you some money. If you use my discount code, which is Alex, you will get 10% off your order. So go to littleegyptaquariumclub.com right now, place an order, and use coupon code Alex, and you will save 10% on your order. Now back to the fish chat.
Are you a tropical fish keeper living in South Florida? You need to check out Aquatic and Exotic in Stuart, Florida. Aquatic and Exotic is home to quality freshwater and saltwater tropical fish. You will find African cichlids, South and Central American cichlids, goldfish and koi, and exotic fish. We also supply aquarium supplies like filters and heaters, aquariums, and lights. We also have quality fish food brands. Aquatic and Exotic is open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., Saturday 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Sunday 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Questions? Give us a call at 772-781-4046. Stop on by and check us out. 1525 A.C.E. Lockhart Street, Stuart, Florida 34994.
Hey, tropical fish keepers, it's yours truly, Aqua Alex Cardinale. I am personally inviting you to be a part of the November 2022 Ask Aqua Alex Live. I will answer all of your tropical fish keeping questions, whether they are freshwater or saltwater. The November 2022 Fish Keepers Q&A is going to air on a very special day. It's going to air live on Black Friday, Friday, November 25th, 2022 at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. You may buy a new aquarium or new fish on this day because fish and pet stores probably are going to have some great deals. I look forward to answering all of your tropical fish keeping questions. Make sure to email your fish keeping questions to Alex Go Yankees Cardinale 19 at gmail.com so that I can answer them live on the air. Also, I want to see your beautiful tropical fish and your beautiful aquariums, and I want to show them off in the Fish Keepers Show Off. So email your fish photos and videos to AlexGoYankeesCardinale19 at gmail.com. And since this month is Thanksgiving, and we're all talking about what we're thankful for, my question for all the aquarium hobbyists is going to be, what are you thankful for in the aquarium hobby? Email me your answers to AlexGoYankeesCardinale19 at gmail.com. The topics for this month's show will include the following: how to properly do water changes. I will talk about properly cleaning canister filters and hang on the back filters. I will discuss the best aquarium filters. I'll talk about Black Friday, tropical fish shopping, and if I've got anything this year, and much, much more. So I, Aqua Alex Cardinale, am inviting you, the tropical fish keepers, to be part of the fun on November 2022 Fish Keepers Q&A, live Friday, November 25th, 2022, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, right here on YouTube channel, the legendary Alex Cardinale and Aquatic Wetline. So start submitting those questions right now. Welcome back to Aquatic Wetline here on my YouTube channel, the legendary Alex Cardinale. And tonight I am talking about the Pearl Gourami. Before the intermission, I showed a video of my 5 Pearl Gouramis, and I began talking about the Pearl Gourami. If you're just tuning in now, don't worry. We're going to continue our discussion on the Pearl Gourami. And right now we're going to talk about feeding the Pearl Gourami. So the Pearl Gourami is a omnivorous fish. Now, omnivorous means that Pearl Gouramis like to eat both meat and plant matter. So basically, the Pearl Gourami is just like a human. By nature, humans are omnivores. We need to eat both meat and plants. And the same can be said for the Pearl Gourami. Now, in the wild, in Asia rivers and lakes, the Pearl Gourami would snack on fish eggs, insect eggs, snail eggs, plant matter, detritus, small fish, and small insects. However, in the home aquarium, the Pearl Gourami will eat just about anything. One of the best things about Pearl Gouramis and gouramis in general is that they are happy to eat anything that will fit in their mouth. But it is the responsibility of the fish keepers to give them a great diet. So I recommend feeding Pearl Gouramis a high quality flake food. A flake food that includes seafood, which could be shrimp, tilapia, krill, etc. It also should include some vegetable matter like spirulina or lettuce. Romaine lettuce is great for fish, and also some plant matter. So omega-1 has some really good flakes out there that are great for Pearl Gouramis. Aquion has some great flakes. Bug bites are great for gouramis in general. The fluval bug bites is a good food. So I recommend a good flake food, a good pellet food, like the fluval bug bites would be perfect for Pearl Gouramis. Frozen and live blood and black worms, frozen and live brine shrimp and molasses shrimp would be great for Pearl Gouramis. And spirulina brine shrimp is a great option for Pearl Gouramis. Now, my Pearl Gouramis are not picky eaters at any means of the imagination, because my Pearl Gouramis will eat shrimp and tilapia that I try to feed my juvenile four-line pictus and my sun cats. They'll grab it before the catfish can. So yes, you can also feed your Pearl Gouramis chopped up seafood. It is not going to harm them in the slightest. They'll actually thrive on it, and they'll grow pretty well, and they will like it. So feeding the Pearl Gouramis is very simple. They're omnivores. They'll eat anything meaty and anything planty and veggie as well. So give them a good quality flake food, a good quality pellet like the Hikari community pellets or the Hikari sinking shrimp pellets or the fluval bug bites are all great pellets that you can give your Pearl Gourami. Let's talk about tank mates. What kind of fish can live with Pearl Gouramis? First, let's start with what you should not keep with Pearl Gouramis. Aggressive fish. Never put Pearl Gouramis in a tank with aggressive cichlids like Africans or Central or South American cichlids, because these cichlids will bully, harass, and eventually kill your Pearl Gourami. You also do not want to keep them with monster fish, because the monster fish will eat your Pearl Gourami. And also, don't keep them with fin-nipping fish like Leporhinus or tiger barbs, because they will just nip your Pearl Gourami to death. And Pearl Gouramis, as you're going to see in a few minutes, are a very beautiful fish. Now, some good tank mates for the Pearl Gourami include other Pearl Gouramis. You can indeed keep them together in a school. They will do just fine. As I said earlier, just make sure you have 1 or 2 males to 3 to 4 females, and you will be good to go. Blue opaline gouramis are a great tank mate, and they can live with other gouramis as well, as long as you have adequate tank space for the gouramis to establish their own territories. Tetras are great tank mates. Tetras like the black skirts, the Buenos Aires, rummy nose, lemon, other small to medium growing tetras are great. They'll also do well with silver dollars, since silver dollars are peaceful. Corydoras cats, pictus cats, other medium growing catfish are great. Clown loaches, yo-yo loaches are great tank mate ideas. Angelfish, discus, acara, geophagus, festivum, severum are all great ideas for tank mates for the Pearl Gourami. Let's see. Rasboras are a great tank mate. Barbs are a 50-50 tank mate. There's a 50% chance they'll nip at the Pearl Gourami. There's a 50% chance that they won't, but I personally wouldn't risk it. So there's a lot of tank mates that you can keep with the Pearl Gourami. Just do your research, but sometimes research is not enough. But 9 times out of 10, as long as it's peaceful, it can live with the Pearl Gourami. All right, are you ready to see how beautiful the Pearl Gourami is? Here are some photos of some Pearl Gouramis that are owned by other fish keepers that were submitted to me. So it's a trio of Pearl Gouramis. Look how beautiful the Pearl Gouramis are. Like a long fin version of a Pearl Gourami. Very, very cool. Pearl Gouramis are indeed a very sexy fish. Here is a Pearl Gourami that was taken by Tetra. Very, very beautiful Pearl Gourami. Here are some more Pearl Gouramis. This was taken at a local aquarium show where this Pearl Gourami came in second place for best looking gourami species. Here's a picture of some Pearl Gouramis that were traded in at a local fish store. These appear to be adult Pearl Gouramis, and they're very, very beautiful. Some more beautiful looking Pearl Gourami. This one looks to be a juvenile Pearl Gourami, but it looks absolutely beautiful. Here are adult Pearl Gourami, very, very pretty fish. And some Pearl Gouramis at a local fish store. Very, very, very good looking gourami. You've got to love the looks of the Pearl Gourami. Very, very pretty fish. Now let's take some videos of some Fish Keepers Pearl Gourami, and then we'll wrap up this fun show. I had a great time discussing the Pearl Gourami. Very nice Pearl Gourami. You can see the Pearl Gourami is a very big fish. The Pearl Gourami is a majestic gourami. The Pearl Gourami is a sexy gourami. It's just an overall perfect gourami. I've had a blast talking about the Pearl Gourami tonight, and I hope you've had a blast learning about the Pearl Gourami. It's time for my final remarks on the Pearl Gourami. Aqua Alex's final remarks on the Pearl Gourami. Outstanding gourami species. It is hardy, easy to keep, affordable, and very pretty. It's a gourami that gives the aquarium hobbyist a better bang for the buck. So if you're looking for a gourami to add to your community aquarium, consider the Pearl Gourami. You will not be disappointed. The size they get, 5 inches. The coloration they have, males are the most stunning. And they're very affordable and easy to care for. So go get a Pearl Gourami for your medium-sized community aquarium. Hell, Pearl Gouramis will even do well in a blood purifier. They would be a perfect addition for that aquarium. So as always, if you have any questions that I did not cover on the Pearl Gourami, post them in the comments and I will make sure to answer them. Next week, I'm going to talk about the blue opaline gourami. We'll continue my little love of gouramis. So join me next week as I talk about the blue opaline gourami here on Aquatic Wetline. Don't forget, this Wednesday, I'll be hosting the 19th episode of Life in the Amazon as I travel to Bolivia to talk about the fish species, the freshwater fish species that call Bolivia home. Don't forget, this Friday at 10 p.m., 7 p.m. Eastern, I'll be hosting the November 2022 Fish Keepers Q&A on Black Friday. And this Saturday, I will talk about the flagtail procelotus on Shop Small Saturday live with legendary Alex Cardinale. All right, fish keepers, enjoy the rest of your evening. Go get your turkeys for turkey dinner this Thursday. Tank on, enjoy the aquarium hobby, and enjoy keeping and raising those pearl gouramis. Happy fish keeping, everybody. It's time to be thankful and time to stuff our face with turkeys. It's Thanksgiving month, and I, legendary Alex Cardinale, will host the second annual Thanksgiving Bash live Thanksgiving Day at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. Join me, legendary Alex Cardinale, for the 2022 Thanksgiving Bash live Thanksgiving Day, Thursday, November 24th, 11 a.m., 8 a.m. Pacific. I, legendary Alex Cardinale, will talk about what I'm thankful for this Thanksgiving. I'll discuss my favorite Thanksgiving foods and memories. Plus, there will be appearances by Chef Alex Cardinale and Aqua Alex Cardinale. I'm sure Chef Alex will help answer your last minute Thanksgiving questions, plus give out good Thanksgiving cooking tips, as well as help you prepare a delicious turkey on Thanksgiving Day. What tropical fish topics will Alex bring for Thanksgiving? You'll have to tune in to find out. Plus, legendary Alex Cardinale previews the NFL Thanksgiving football games and more. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Don't miss the Thanksgiving Day Bash live Thursday, November 24th, 2022, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific, right here on YouTube channel, The Legendary Alex Cardinale. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Go out and get those turkeys and tune in to the Thanksgiving Bash. Thursday, November 24th, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific, right here on the legendary Alex Cardinale YouTube channel. Let's start the first Saturday in December in style. Let's celebrate the 25th episode of Saturday Live with legendary Alex Cardinale on Saturday, December 3rd, 2022, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Saturday Live goes 25 on December 3rd at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. And I invite you to the party. There's going to be all the favorites that you love. Tampa Bay Buccaneers chat, funny videos, and more. Plus additions to this party. There are going to be multiple special guests. The confirmed special guests so far include Little Egypt Aquarium Club founder and walk-in seller Jeremy Stellhorn, Slashmaster 1989 Jeff Edwards, who I podcast with many years ago. He'll be making his first appearance on my YouTube channel, and my friend and bowler Sandra Kemp will be back on the show. Plus, join Chef Alex in the kitchen as he celebrates 25 great episodes by making his version of a Twix cookie, somewhat of a copycat from Crumble. Plus, Aqua Alex discusses the gold stripe maroon clownfish and the Oscar cichlid, a double fish of the weekend, for the 25th episode, and also get a Petco Fish Room tour on the 25th episode of Saturday Live with legendary Alex Cardinale. Also, I will announce the nominees for the Best of 2022 for legendary Alex Cardinale YouTube channel. All that and more on the historic silver edition of Saturday Live with legendary Alex Cardinale. Saturday Live goes 25. The 25th episode airs live Saturday, December 3rd, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, right here on my YouTube channel, The Legendary Alex Cardinale.